Who watches the beginnings of the streams anyways, right? Oh my gosh. I think I'm alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. A little bit of Judy in our life. I know.
Sign up as an Expedia member and see more of the world's lands.
YouTube loves her song so much they got ads on it. And she don't even have 1,000 subs. You know you wrote a good song when, eh? Mountain Rain. Hey guys! Happy Thursday Eve. I'm gonna just find my glasses.
I walk this road, I walk the line, I walk this wire within my mind, and it's me I choose to find my own freedom. I see the signs, they are divine. Wake me up from this hell that I'm in. Wake me up from the loneliness inside. Wake me up and the dream that I've been stuck in my mind.
Oh my gosh, is that you, Anita? Oh my gosh. Okay, Judy, I gotta pop in because Anita's here. It's moving day. How's the moving going, Anita? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I wish my muscles were there to help you. And I say that, but I'm not the strongest box carrying person, so. I wish my muscles were there, yes. Yes, me wish my muscles was with you. My muscles are with you in spirit, Anita. Hey, honey, how you doing? Whoop, whoop. Oh my gosh, were you there? Whee! Anita says I do. I think you do. You watched the beginning, eh? My son has everything ready, and I have workers for help. Good. Roar. Yes. Ultimate. I'm so happy. I would be curious as to the workers' names, Anita, for the sinks of it. Huh. Right? I feel you, G. Thank you. Yes. Oh my gosh. I was so excited. I was like texting you, and I you know what I did this morning too? I was like, so I went into Google and I was like, Australian time versus, Eastern time, like to see what time approximately it was, right? And then it was like 6 hours. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did we jump into a different timeline where Australia is only 6 hours? And then I realized that I wrote Austria instead. I wrote Austria. So I was like, oh, Australia. And then I realized it was 2:15 in the morning for you. And I was like, oh, I'm going to text her anyways. So if she's not asleep, then she'll be like wide awake and we can talk. And if she is sleeping, then good. She'll wake up to like knowing that I'm like, wee, so excited for you. Hey, Simon, 1532. How's it going, dude? How's Ireland energy today, matey? Is it hot for you? Hey, Pearl Jones. How's everything going, sweetie? Peyton Samuels. Hi, Peyton. Peyton Samuels is one of like the bestest sync names. I got a next door neighbor that's got Peyton as a name, and Samuel is my son. Really? Ooh, I have to check that out. Pearl Jones. There's an old group called Delaney and Bonnie. I'm gonna screenshot that, so if I forget, I say that I don't always look at my screenshots, so I'll probably maybe forget more than once, but it'll come up in my reality. Anita says, I'm feeling awesome moving house today. Whoop, whoop. And Anita says, the only thing I need for it is to stop raining. Okay. We're doing the opposite of a rain dance for Anita. We need it. Could just stop just in the moving time. Thank you. Lily's amplifying. She's even clapping her hands. So Anita says, the workers are Jeff and Paul, mainly Jeff. Boom. Holy shit balls. Yeah. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. My Jeffs in my timelines of my life have always been go-to people. And the Paul, well, I can't even describe how many Paul sinks. Last week, Paul, the name came up out of the blue, and I was like, is this somebody new to Tribe that's coming? And I'm wondering, maybe it's just the Paul energy when you were booking these guys, because the name Paul just kept coming up for me, but nobody's come into my reality at all that I know of, right? Cool beans. I'm so happy for you. When we moved last year, there was the big debate about if my sister comes to help or not. And then it's like 3 hours away for her, and then 3 hours back, and then the cost of gas, and then the fact that we're just women. Sorry, I don't got the fucking bulk to carry my couch down, even if my sister comes to help. And so she was like, ultimately, the gas, the time is money, her time is money. It was easier to pay. And seriously, I can't make this shit up. One of the guys' name was Matt, right? One of the other guys was Alex. And damn, I forget the third guy. Fuck, it could have even been Paul. I can't remember. There was three guys. There was two that I really talked to, Matt and Alex, and when they said their names, I was like, holy shit, are you joking? Like, what the fuck, right? Because especially in that timeline, I was on Matrix Man's live streams almost every night, and me and Alex were in contact through texting all the time, right? So it was just like, oh, whoa. We had made a price, me and the lady who books the dudes, and we had calculated 3 hours for the material, that we had to transfer from one house to the other. But like when they came in and they saw that the house, we're moving 20 feet away, right? From one door, turn the building, and then walk up, the yard, and then go up the door. Sorry, not even 20 feet exactly, like Lily says. So the guys like looked at the truck and they looked at themselves and they're like, we're just gonna all carry it. They never started the truck up once. They just grabbed everything and just fucking brought it. They had everything done in 1 hour. And so the lady was super amazing. First of all, she had said, are you either low income or a single mom? And I was like, when we were booking, I was like, well, yeah, I'm kind of both. It's like, I'm kind of both. And she was like, cool. Then you get a certain discount, boom, like right like that. And then when they did everything in an hour, she charged me for 2 hours. And the minimum around all of North Bay, no matter what, is 3 hours. And that's the minimum in Canada. When you ask an employee to come to you or to do something, depending on what service, it's a minimum 3 hours, right? Like, so let's say you have a coffee shop and you need somebody on the fly for only an hour, you still have to pay them the 3 hours. But she just charged us for 2. So it cost even less by these dudes coming than it would have cost in the gas for my sister. And our doing manual labor, because me and Lily moved stuff the whole time they were moving stuff too, but we were just grabbing the light and easy stuff, right? I was sore still the next day just from doing it really fast, but not the way that I would have been, right? Trying to move all these like fucking heavy boxes. You don't realize that you have rock collections and rocks are heavy until you're moving, right? And then you look at your rocks and you're like, holy shit, I put one rock in a box and it's like, oh shit, right? Am I gonna put stuffies with this rock? Or am I gonna, like, oh my gosh, right? Simon, my little two helpers are, I don't know if I'm gonna, Bowie? Bull or Bowie? I don't know if I'm saying it right, Simon. And Mr. Handsome, and I learned so much from dogs. Yeah, your dog energy's through the roof, dude. That's cool. Anita, I slept for 3 hours, but I don't care. Rearing to go. I'm so freaking excited for you. Like, it doesn't even matter how everything ends up in your house later and how long it takes you to feel settled. Just the fact that you're sleeping somewhere else is blowing my mind. Like, the timeline of it, Anita. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy for you. It's like the coming together of so many freaking years. It's just such a timeline, and it's finally like boom, it's this part is over and it's new. I'm so excited. I swear I could be everywhere like a puppy. Anita says, yes, I will make a video from there. Oh, Roar. Wow. Really? Oh my gosh. Sorry if anybody's coming in and I'm just kind of rambling on. Hi, Alice G. My lady, how are you? I'm just catching up with the chat. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're able to be in a live stream, Alice G. It's like, wee! Alice is here, guys. Anita says, yes, he definitely is a go-to person. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anita, peaceful energy and serenity is my new home. Yeah, and that's what it's been like. Remember how scared and angry that I was to move here, right? When the landlord said, like, oh, you know how I've been talking about the fact that I might sell? Well, it's happening. And I was like, oh, when? And he's like, well, you have to be out by Christmas. And I was like, whoa, okay. It's like Christmas is next week. And it was like, oh shit. And I was so angry at God. I was like, what the fuck, right? I get to move 20 feet away? Like, this is my new reality? I even told him, like, I fucking hate you. I hate my soul for choosing this. I fucking hate everything. I was so mad. And everything inside was like, the cards always say around the cornery, and it's like, I never imagined I would move around the fucking corner, right? But, nothing has ever felt the same from the first night of sleep in this house to no matter what has gone on outside, no matter what anything, like no matter how many sirens pop off, no matter what's coming into my reality, this house does not feel the same. It doesn't matter that it's 20 feet away. And one of the superest biggest sinks is when I moved here, even if it was midwinter, the Blue Jay was coming to me all the time to tell me, like, don't stop saying you hate us. It's okay. We understand you hate this, right? But this is how it has to be. And I couldn't understand why until my body never felt the same from the second we shut that door and I never looked back, and how it feels to sleep. It doesn't matter that it wasn't far. It's a whole other world. I look at that building next door and there's people who come out, like people have moved in since it was sold and a little bit of nipping up. And it's like, it doesn't even feel like I lived there. Like, you know what I mean? Or we'll go down that street and it's like, I don't even, like, I know I lived there. It was last year, but it's a whole other world. It doesn't matter if it's just, right? It's incredible. And this is not our forever home. Like, not at all. If we could be gone next week, it's fine, right? But the safety aspect, how it feels, like when your body gets redirected to somewhere else, it can be as little as 20 feet away, and it doesn't matter. The whole energy is so different. You feel like you live completely somewhere else. Hey, that way. You feeling monkey trouble today? Little monkey emoji. Do you remember the movie Monkey Trouble with Thora Birch? I used to binge watch that movie all the time. You get it, Anita says, yep, I had to throw away so many rocks. Same. Back in 2019, when I did the like really big purge of selling, burning, or giving, so many rocks and so many shells from across the world, I just chose random places to leave them. I went to certain sacred places that are sacred to me, right? I don't listen to what other people's sacred places are. I have my own. And then I went and I deposited, like, you know, rocks or shells from all over the fucking world in certain places, because it was like I needed to get rid, right? It doesn't matter if the shells were beautiful. It doesn't matter if somebody gifted them to me from across the fucking world. It had to go. It was time. So sometimes I picture, right, somebody's walking through the woods, or somebody's like walking somewhere and then finds these shells, right? Imagine finding a shell from the ocean just randomly, right? It's kind of cool feeling. Like, I can't imagine, right? You just all of a sudden on a walk and you see a shell and it's like, what? And then you look and there's like a bunch more. The feeling of that feels so exciting to me. Alice G says, good afternoon. I have way too many rocks. Yeah, me too. I swear, my pockets have either like little rocks or little baby sinks that I find on the ground. When I find little colored things, it's like, ooh, it's pretty, it's shiny, this is mine. And I keep it. It's just plastic and whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's like gold to me, right? If I find something red, it's like I found a ruby, right? But yeah. Uh, oh, okay. Simon says bui. Bui is yellow in Irish. Rar. It's pronounced bui. Cool beans. Thanks for teaching me the pronunciation. Bui. Bui! Anita says, I know. Ah, it's finally happening. Anita, you're so bubbly today, G. Good to see. Oh, I'm like a pig in poop happy. Like, seriously, I cannot make this shit up. Anita, I'm smiling the same. Yeah, like, it's like, I'm like this big, like, I feel like my eyes are all really big. And it's just like, this is it. This is it. It's just like, wee. Yes, Simon says Alice has 15 subs. Nice dog you got there. Yeah, her animal life is super cool, Simon. You threw away so much stuff, the shells as well. You get what I'm saying, eh, Anita? Right on. Annie says, did the wood have manure on it? You know what? I'm sure that it did, because even Lily, when we went for a walk earlier, and when we came back, she's like, I think something pooped close by. There's a smell. And I was like, you smell it? Oh, she asked me? Yeah, that's it. Sorry, honey. She asked me, she's like, did you step in poo? And I was like, I don't think so. Why? And she's like, because I can smell something. I was like, you smell it too? So the wood that was delivered yesterday, remember how we keep pulling the horse cart? I was telling Annie, I was like, we keep pulling the horse cart, and it's like, not the way I thought it was going to be. No horse has come into my life. We're not going to a farm, but I think the wood that got delivered might have horse energy on it because it smells like a farm. And half of me is like, ew, because I was eating last night on the deck, and I was like chewing on my pizza and smelling the manure, and I was like, damn. And then I was like, is it gross to stay here? And I was like, fuck, if I was on farmland, which I am from, even if I've never had a farm, when they do stuff around, it smells, right? It smells like life. You need a little bit of life, poop, to like help things to grow, right? And so I'm eating my pizza on the deck. Why do I call it a deck? It's just a set of stairs. But I was eating the pizza on the stairs, and I was like, I know I smell poop. I know it smells like horse. So I was just like, wow, this is what I get. I pull horse cards all the time. Here's Elf herself. She's manifested herself a resort in America. She's working at like a fucking horse ranch. There's so many fucking horses around her. She couldn't even count them all day if she wanted to. Like, there's over 130 horses around her. I was like, and this is what happens to me. I don't get a horse. I just get the smell. I swear. Imagine when it's burning. Oh my God, I don't even know how that's gonna go. I should have maybe left it in the rain, right? I don't know. Oh my gosh. I love you, Annie. Oh my gosh. Anita, I could feel the just go or stay with the stuff in the house. Boom. Same. Exactly. The things that, because for myself, I had stuff that, like, I've purged a lot in the last 15 years, right? So, like, in 2009, I threw all my fucking pictures away. I had so many photo albums, like old school photo albums, that it was like, holy shit, I can't take the pictures out. They're all stuck, right? And I don't care. I don't care about, like, my fucking childhood or my youth. And it was just like, boom, garbage. Years ago as well, I had gotten rid of all my CD cases. So I kept all the CDs in like a bundle thing, whatever, I don't know what it's called, but I threw away all the cases, right? So I minimized the space. And but in 2019, when I got rid of so much stuff, and the stuff that was the hardest, like I gave away or gave at a minimal price things that were my heart's desire, my most cherished things, right? My kayaks, my bow and arrow, like just so many things that, and told, right? Gifted away at a good price. It's going to come back. And that feeling of like kind of the last 2 years, it's been like, but you said if I gifted my kayak away at a good price, God, that another one would come back. And it's like, I ain't been butting the water in 2 years now. And then like ultimately like my higher self laughs at me because it's like, yeah, no kidding, Jen, right? Even if you had the ability to have really light kayaks, the work that it takes to put it on a car and off it and on it and off it, just me and Lily, like, yeah, could we do it? But would we? Don't know, right? Because it's a lot of fucking work. You know what I mean? And it takes strength. I don't necessarily have the core strength anymore because I don't like working out. My workout was the kayak. So how my arms would be buff before and my really upper body strength was really strong, I'm not like that right now, right? What, honey? Yes. I guess we did. I completely. So a year ago, I put my butt in a different lake on a different kayak. I forgot about that. She's right. Yeah. But the trust, the knowing that you gotta let go of certain things in order for other things to come back. And the knowing, like, I know I'm gonna have a kayak again someday, and when I do, it'll be the one that I need, right? But just, there's not right now. What's the timeline? When? I'm too excited. Slow down, Buttercup. What time? How much? Like, what's your timeline? What's the final countdown for when you guys start moving stuff, Anita? I'm shocked to see you here. Like, of everybody, I didn't expect today. It was you, so it's like the bestest treat. That way it says rocks, RAWX, or rocks, ROCKS, changing through spells. I'm trying to is important. I'm trying to read what you wrote because if you intended to write it a certain way, but I don't know how to pronounce it that way. So 3 cards fell out, which feels like a lot, but hey, they all fell out in a way that it's just like we're gonna take the 3 at the same time. Perfectly pronounced. Thank you, Simon. Oh no, LOL, burning. Oh shit. Do I have a connection? Because am I buffering for you guys? We have a storm energy going on around us, so I do apologize if ever the live stream gets cut off suddenly. It means my Wi-Fi went down. Just one of my devices looks like it was lagging. I don't know if you guys felt it or not. Alice G, sometimes I wish Tommy left smaller offerings. LOL, they bend the fork. And they burn that here to keep away mosquitoes, to keep them off the horses so they don't go crazy. Burning poop to keep mosquitoes away. Well, then when I make a fire, Alice, oh my gosh, there will be less mosquitoes. It will smell like manure maybe, but there will be less mosquitoes. Whee! Lily's like, Simon, I spent a week kayaking around Menorca off the coast of Spain. That trip was amazing. Dude, kayaking trips are the best, eh? I swear. I canoed my whole life on and off, but the minute I put my butt in a kayak, my first time I ever kayaked, I was pregnant with Amy, so I would have been 20 something, I forget. She was born in 2000, I was born in 72. I'm not the best at math. And I was like uber pregnant. Like we're talking like 8 months. Big as a house, like holy shit. My belly entered a room like 5 days before me, and that was the first experience kayaking, and I loved it so much. I knew that unless there's a need for it, I am not a canoe girl, right? It's kayaks all the way, baby. Yeah, it was 2000. No. I know. Oh my gosh, me so excited, Anita. I love you all so much, and I can't wait to be here again from my new house. Okay, you're going to listen for the cards first. Right on, Anita. Thank you. The first card up is 22, Sacred Ibis. So 22, first card, Sacred Ibis, learning. The getting of wisdom takes time, so be patient with your learning and delve deeper. Continual learning is the keystone to growth. You will succeed in your exams or studies. While everyone has some source of wisdom within them, not everyone actually is choosing to exercise it, right? This is important. While everyone has the source of wisdom within them, not everyone chooses to exercise it. You can cast magic. If you can cast magic, you do it with the full knowledge of the consequences. Indeed, it's really good to be aware of what the universal laws are, right, for the collective when manifesting. Be careful what you wish for, because we can manifest anything. Does that mean it's for your greatest and highest timeline? If offered in front of you is something that is amazing, wonderful, but you know it's not yours, are you going to jump into that timeline? Or are you going to like wait for what's for you? That's so important, guys. So important. It's possible to manifest anything. Does that mean it's for your highest and greatest good with a ripple effect for a greater good for the all, right? And one of the things, Elle herself had said this years ago, or last year around probably mid-spring. She was like, wow, thank God I never manifested my big ship. With the COVID timeline and the lockdowns, I would have never been able to build the crew that I needed on the ship. So I would be sitting in a ship by myself if I had manifested the timeline. And the reason of waiting for your divine timeline, knowing that taking little willy-nilly things, all it does, it makes it that you have to exit something, right? So it's like how people will keep on suggesting to me I should start to do this or I should start to do that with my art, because it's a reflection of what everybody else does, right? So you see other people with Etsy shops and Patreon. So of course, Genevieve has gifts. You're going to suggest that to me, but I'm not guided to those timelines. I've tried. And what happens to, like I was speaking to somebody earlier, what happens to my devices when I try to look for a job, when everything says, my job is this, my purpose is this, I'm here to be in surrender and believe that I'm going to be safe financially and have my security of what I need for my essential needs and lilies all the time, but not in the normal way of other people. And through the spiritual stuff, okay, so everybody and their sisters doing a certain thing a certain way, and that's beautiful. That's their timeline, but it's not mine, right? Super important. It really is. The manifesting for the greater good when the time is your time. 42, Dolphin. These cards are so beautiful. They blow my mind every time. I'm so happy to have been guided to these. So number 42, see the pregnancy belly of the lady. That's important. It stands out, the pregnancy belly. 42, Dolphin, happiness. Happiness is not a continuous state, although it is a worthy feeling to seek. Know that what makes you happy, and do more of this, right? Follow your bliss. Happiness has everything to do with your reaction to life rather than what's actually happening to you from outside sources, right? Life happens for us, not to us. If we're guided to be somewhere, even if there's, trauma or drama, if you were actually led somewhere where there's like something traumatic or dramatic going on, how do you make it the best timeline, rewrite the scripts for the greater good of the all, right? Dolphin. Hey, 1111 code. How's it going, Dean? Bonjour, Carl Page. Carl with a K. Hey, Jen. Sis from the UK. Yeah, double UK came in at the same time. UN 1111. Esoteric Alchemistic. Hi, Jen. Can you pull me a card? No expectations, just kind of sad. Sure, sweetie. Yes, I will. I'm going to finish because I got 3 cards that popped out. I'm on the 3rd right now, so I will pull yours right after. And Anita's confirming. Jeff just arrived. I will listen to the replay. Much love. Gosh, I wish you guys the best moving experience ever. Everybody, please put a divine protection around Anita, her workers, and her son, just to make sure everything goes so smooth, right? Ease and flow, ease and flow, ease and flow. 26, the polar bear ancestors. You are the carrier of a bloodline that stretches back for millennia, yet you are your unique own self. Take just the positive from your ancestry. Observe and note the negative, because the family dysfunction stops here, right? Take the positive from your ancestry. Observe and note the negative. Family dysfunction stops here. Family dysfunction stops here. That's important. Honor those in your family who honor you, right? Honor those in your family who honor you. It doesn't mean that you don't, send good energy towards the ones who don't honor you, but do not allow yourself to give away your power to people just because there's a name or a label to them if it doesn't feel good and pure, right? Honor, integrity, valor. We give our power away by spending time and investing our energy in people who do not elevate from it, right? It's a positive and natural action to individuate ourselves from our family on our own terms. Exactly. You don't have to justify or explain. Family should feel like family. It doesn't matter if the label of the sister or brother, if it doesn't feel good, the energy that you're giving away is exactly what's holding you back for everything else. And me knows, me can speak about this from truth. I resisted for a whole year to not change certain things in my reality because of my attachment to being told, we are your real family, Genevieve. It doesn't matter, Michelle, if your whole life you search for tribe. That's a lie, Michelle. There's no such thing as unconditional love, Michelle. I was told over and over again last year. We love you, right? We're going to tell you, we're going to talk to you how we want. That's what family does. And I just got so confused because it's like, how come I feel bad and my body hurts all the time, but being told, right, you love me. But when people come into my reality or virtually and, we have zero expectations of each other and I feel elevated. I feel like I have sisters. I don't feel like I have a backstabbing somebody who's going to tell everybody my whole life story and make me look like you know what I mean? Certain ways. Family doesn't call another person crazy and point them out, right? We know we're all different. We know we have gifts. We're here to elevate those gifts. That's it. Esoteric Alchemist, I'm going to pull you a dragon card, dude. Alchemistic. Simon 1532 says, same here, G. I haven't worked since COVID happened, and I don't think I'll ever work again. Follow your passions, and it will pay off eventually. Exactly. And in the middle of it not paying off a certain way, the learning of, having what you need and not... Oh my gosh, you scared me all of a sudden over there near me. Right? You learn gratitude for less is more. The littlest things are miraculous when you have to wait for them instead of it all just being there all the time, right? And exactly what you said is I don't really think I'll ever work again because work is a 3D program, right? You're going to do what you love and it's going to bring forth what you need. And there's so many of us proving this in the last years, right? That's why we embody what we embody, so other people can see, yeah, you do. You quit your job, you give up the home if it's not your forever home, and you leap into the world that's actually meant for you. Certain things take time. For myself, the last 3 years, I feel like it's like if I would have been in university learning how to speak on a camera by somebody teaching me how, then I'd have credibility. Right? I'm a student. I'm paying another person to teach me how to be on a camera, right? If I had followed many lessons and gone to art school and somebody was telling me how I should draw, then I'd have credibility. But because I taught myself all these different, gifts and these different things, you know what I mean? There's no credibility to it. But we don't need somebody to teach us how to do something if it's coming up from us innate. And some people's timelines are to have the trust in another, right? Whether it be a school system, a mentor, or, you know, whatever, for that exchange of energy. Others of us, we're autodidact. We learn on our own. School didn't teach me shit. I did. Right? School gave me a basis of certain things, and even then it was fucking ridiculous, and I learned how to read. Right? When I was in my 20s and I moved to Quebec, and I didn't know how to read in French because I had avoided reading it all my life. I knew how to speak it, but I didn't know how to read it. And then when I lived in Quebec, it's like, boom, I learned how to read. Why? Because I'm immersed in it. I see it everywhere. And then I'm perfectly bilingual, written and spoken, and to read. But it's not because it's not because of school. In school, they didn't like me in French class. They either exempted me or I got in trouble. Because I would tell the French teachers, I'm sorry, we don't talk this way in Quebec. You're pronouncing things like in France, right? Why are you teaching the students to talk in a way that's Francophone, France-based, and not Quebec, Canada-based? And the teachers would get angry at me. And I would say, like, you're not even pronouncing the words right. You know, they would be mad, but it's like the truth. If you're somebody who's educated from school, you don't know French, and you only went you went to France or you went on vacation once and you practiced it a little bit, and you don't speak the same way as somebody who's born and bred and knows the language. We know you're not pronouncing it right. It don't matter if you're up front and a teacher. And they would always be so angry with me, but it's like, wow, right? And then finally in grade 7 and 8, Madame Weiss, she saw in me that, oh my God, I can use this little girl as my assistant. Right? She had me helping kids all over the school, didn't matter what age, because I knew what I was doing, and I could assist, you know, my class or under like littler kids how to say words properly if they had trouble. She could focus on teaching the class what she needed, and I could take kids aside and we would do stuff together. Like, she used me for the greater good. And when I say used, it helped me have, like, finally an adult teacher who actually cared about the fact that, hey, I'm way fucking ahead of you. Like, right? I was born into Quebec, into the French. Right on, 1111.
It is literally pulling up.
It is. 1111 says, I'm doing great, Jen, and I just did Shannon's long-awaited video. Ooh, me so excited. Okay, esoteric. Sorry I yammered on so much, but there's always a reason for something. So get what you need that resonates and leave the rest. Here's the card. The rain is like a welcome raw release. It was 85, the humidex, earlier, and it's just like since this thunder started popping off, I don't know what time, it's just, there was a minute ago, well, not a minute, but I don't know, it was 50 minutes ago, I actually had a shiver. It was like a cool little shiver. It was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Because it's been like so hot and just muggy. Magic and Manifestation is your dragon that I just pulled. Esoteric, alchemistic. Just got to get to the right page. There you go. So there's two dragons. One that's like a purple, and the other one's like a green. They're super beautiful. I don't know if the colors, the purple and the green, if there's a sync for you right now in those colors. Magic and Manifestation. We are here to help you turn your dreams into reality, to change your world, and to support you. These two dragons are the only pair on one card in this deck. Originally, they were separate, but as I began to connect with them more deeply, I realized, it's beautiful, eh? That they were a beautiful pair of two equal parts that That's important right now. The pairings of the equal parts that are going to come together and have started and will, right? Buckle up, buttercups. It's about to get really interesting, right? For real. A pair of two equal parts. Mark my words, right? What's been written since the beginning of time is coming into fruition. Magic and manifestation. These unusual dragons are powerful allies to have, and they're amongst the most influential and magical of all the dragons yet to come to Earth. If they have shown themselves to you, this is their message. We have danced into your consciousness now to reassure you that the worst is behind you. I keep hearing that as well for so many. The worst is behind you. Your journey has been long and arduous at times, and now it really is time to look to the future and embrace what is coming. They carry the limitless energy of magic and manifestation, and they warn, be sure and clear in your intentions when you invoke our presence, for we are the alchemists. Is what you are asking for what you truly desire? Will it serve and benefit your higher purpose? Indeed, and that's where surrender and acceptance and telling your higher self to take the reins. My little mind monkey and what my little mind monkey still wants versus what's best for me can still be two different worlds, right? I'm not quite there yet of like seeing exactly what my heart and soul needs, and I've been able to be distracted by what my mind thinks it wants in the last years, right? My mind thinks it wants something, nothing happens, and it's like, well, for no wonder this is not my timeline, right? For no wonder nothing happened. They carry the, I read that again. Call upon us when you want things to swoop into your life. We are here to help you turn your dreams into reality, to change your world, to support you as you undertake a journey. Look deep inside and ask, what is it you really want? Once you are clear about your choices, then we will assist you in achieving them. These dragons will dive to your aid when you need any kind of practical support. And if you need help on a specific aspect of your physical experience here on Earth, you can call upon their dynamism to help you manifest it. These dual dragons are known as the Miracle Makers, MM. Miracle Makers, Magic and Manifestation, MM. Hope there's something that resonates with you in there, Esoteric Alchemist deck. The timelines are here. It's either people are going to grab at their highest timelines and ride it hard or not, right? There are two roads you can go. There's always time to change your mind. Are you going to choose your highest timeline? And by choosing, you already chose it. Your soul already chose it. Are you going to allow yourself to step into it, right? Are you going to allow yourself to see what's coming in front of you? Or are you still looking back? Are you completely, have you shut all the doors of your past? Or are you dangling all your timelines still, right? That's important. And one of the cards that keeps coming up, we'll see, maybe it'll come up again today, is like the bull. When the bull says, right? There's always some sort of sacrifice to step into your new life, to your new embodiment. There's always something you got to let go of. Always. That's it. Simon says it's an interesting video code. Right on. I'll look at it later for sure. It hasn't popped up into my stuff yet. Simon says basically 432 is 369. Yeah, Liz, me too, honey. Family really threw me for a loop. It took me a long time to figure that one out. Great cards, XO. Yes, definitely, eh? 1111 says, ooh, that guy knows about the 12. I'll watch it. Good. Simon, I hear you, G. This life, being yourself can never be thought. It could just be experience. You have to drop the fear. It's the best lesson anyone can get. Speaking truth live, that's not easy. Simon says, 12 is also the 3. That's what I was thinking when I saw the 12 code. Yes, when I see 12, it's an automatic 3. That's it. That's how I am, right? When I see certain numbers, they add up right away. They mean something different. And my innate and my interpretations, I don't do numerology through how other people do it. I have my ways since a child, right? I was already wishing and seeing 1111 as a synchronicity as a child. This is a lifelong thing. It didn't just start in my reality at some point. To me, it was more shocking when finally, right, in a certain timeline of my life in the last whatever years, that I realized, oh my gosh, finally people actually grasp 1111 is important, right? That there's something to this. It's happening, right? It's happening. People finally understand this. Esoteric alchemistic, yes. My family is stuck on projecting their old expectations of me just working a shit job. No support given to me when I work on my true gifts and talents. Exactly. No, just be basic. We don't care to see you thrive. It's fucking sickening. Exactly. And that's why the letting go of the labels of who is who, and find the people that, give you the mother energy, give you the father energy, give you that grandmother feeling, to people who actually give you the feeling that everything that comes from you is worth delving into. Ow. Right? Supportive. Of course, certain people are not going to let go of the paradigm of, hey, you got to work fucking hard for your money, boy. Why? Because they did. And they're still in that paradigm, right? They're still in it. So, especially people who are retired, they got zero fucking pity for anybody who's got any fucking issues with money, because it's like, just go fucking work, right? That's their mentality. They don't care if you don't feel safe at work, if you had to wear a mask, or if you need to get vaccinated every fucking day. They don't care. They just want everybody to do everything the way it's always been. And like the other card before, we're here to, boom, it's done. That dynamic is done. $11:11. Tesla whispered to me 12, and then I decoded the clock, tick-tock, the hidden 3. Yes, the breaking point. The breaking point, esoteric. Yeah, right now I call where we're at the cusp. That's the word cusp just keeps coming up. Thank you so much, sweetie. Esoteric alchemistic, I appreciate very much. Right back at you. Thanks for asking for the card. I hope there's something in there that can make you feel like yes, I'm on the right path. No, you're not going to get the validation from the people you wish you were going to get it from. Right? Of course we would want the perfect fucking timeline, like a movie, like a Disney movie where the whole family is going to be dancing together at the end. That's what we want, right? But that's not it that's going to happen. And bless those. Some people are living timelines where they're just so confused. What do you mean? Like I've never gotten along with my family so much in my whole life. I finally feel like we connect, and it's like, you're so lucky. If you actually get the timeline that the people that you were born to and were in your life are actually part of your actual soul group, family, you are so blessed. Enjoy, baby, enjoy. We didn't all get that timeline. We didn't. It's not going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. And if it does, it's not now. It's after we've done every fucking thing they didn't want us to do. We didn't fucking listen to a fucking word they said. And then maybe. But letting go even of that maybe as a potential is the only way through, because once you let go of the maybe, it's all unconditional love from there. You love your fucking family so much that you're not going to put yourself in their presence so that they can project anymore, right? You're going to save your energy and put it to who feels good, instead of trying to make a timeline that doesn't connect anymore, right? You know the difference when you feel people who feel good, and you're shivery and you're giggly, and sometimes a lot of emotion happens. Your heart opens. It wrenches from the stories that you witness or the space that you hold. But you're always feeling more and more alive and embodied, right? The dancing back and forth into timelines is seriously being radically cut, right? Like, seriously, if you could see your highest timeline and you knew that divine intervention was going to come and fuck shit up because you didn't make a move, would you make a move today? Right? If you know what the divine intervention that's going to happen next week, next month, or whenever, You can avoid a fucking chaotic timeline by making your best choice for you now. Like that's it. Bonjour Creatrix Inc. How's everything going? Trace, hey Curly G. Oh my gosh, me has taken 2 showers and wet my hair. At one point today, Trace, I was like, this isn't actually even helping right now. My hair feels like I gotta have it and just.
Take a freezing cold shower.
Yeah. Like it just feels, I don't like having my hair tied, but I can't stand my own hair on my neck right now. It's just too tickly and hot. Simon says, Esoteric, it sounds like you're going through a hard one. If I were you, turn on the live Wim Hof video and do 30 deep breaths and hold your breath. It's a guaranteed to give you a high. Yes, Simon, the breath work and the learning to hold your breath is an automatic. You just got to do it, right? You just got to do it. Trace, your curly Q hair stands, looks like an Arby's curly Q French fry. Rawr, this one? Wee, French fries. Oh my gosh. Curly Q. What you cooking? Good looking?
Pasta with butter.
Okay. It feels like it might be a little high. Make sure it doesn't get that burn taste for you, eh? Right on.
Butter.
Esoteric says, trust me, I've done the work. I know what works for me. Thanks, Simon, and thank you, Jen. Right on. Simon shares the Wim Hof link. I used to do this Wim Hof every day. He's a legend. He taught me I'm the master, as you are. Yeah. Personally, for myself, Simon, I can't regulate my breathing to be taught. I can't imitate exactly what anyone does. It don't matter if it's Wim Hof. But the teachings of certain things and then how to do it for myself, is what has helped me. For real, right? But I cannot imitate. I can't do exactly, right? I can't, the counting or the whatever it has to be innate. It can't be imitated. It's like the same thing as when I had a partner in my life and they would be sleeping and breathing, and then I would try to breathe the same way to fall asleep. It never worked for me, right? It never worked. My breath, what I needed is not what they needed. So the beauty of Wim Hof is, his example that he is, and then how for some people, like to be able to do what he does is what you need for yourself. Whereas seriously, there's some of us, if you try to breathe like somebody else, you're just going to fuck yourself up. Okay? You got to know yourself. And it's the same for everything. You must know yourself. Right? People who teach certain things are there to introduce you, to plant a seed. It doesn't mean you're going to do everything the same. It's the same with meditation, right? I don't care how people meditate across the world. Ain't nobody going to tell me how I'm going to do it, right? Going to watch or listen to meditative stuff fucks me up 3/4 of the time. It's not my timeline. It doesn't soothe me, right? I have my own innate ways, and it's not that I'm stubborn in my ways. It's just like, holy shit, I am not here to imitate anybody of doing anything. I grab the seeds of what resonates. I learn something new every day from someone else, but I will never do it the same way. That's it. Hey, Aphrodite Rose Starfire, I see you down there. I see you, Show Me Sasquatch. He's just catching up to the chat, guys. How's everything? Oh, the tongue drum too, 1111 says. Yes, for just being in that flow. Yeah, me excited when my tongue drum will come into my reality, right? I'm not sure yet. I'm not guided to anything. I know there's a part of me that wishes. I would wish for copper, so it's more high end, like the cost. I kind of rather wait to have the material, like, right? Instead of, again, if it's meant to come to me soon, then I'll be guided the way you talked about the other day, Dean. I'll be guided. I'll go on whatever site and that perfect one will be there and I'll just order it. Or how it's going to come to me, I don't know, right? Simon, I've heard of the tongue drum. I want to get one. Yeah, me too. And tuning forks. And again, there's so many different sounds and options that I know to wait for my ultimate ones, right? It's the same with the cards. I'm guided to the cards, and like even the other day, I chose three decks chose me, right? At first, I had my eye on a couple other different decks. Trace, who asked me later, a couple hours later, she's like, "Did you get the Sacred Rebel deck?" And I was like, no, but I had it in my hands, and then the three other ones popped out at me that those were mine. But if I'm meant to get another deck sooner than later, it'll be the Sacred Rebels one, unless she tells that deck says again, nope, not this time. But she knew, she knew which deck that I had in my hand, right? I mean, there's millions. I don't even know how many card decks that exist, right? But the one she asked me was the one that I saw, I thought was mine, but was told not yet or not now, right? It was so cool. I'm glad if you're doing good, Creatrix Inc. How's everything going for you? Show me Sasquatch. Do any amazing berry picking lately? Hi, Amber Lachelle. Boo, boo hoo. How are you? Esoteric Alchemist. Exactly. I don't hate them. It's just very heartbreaking. Yeah. For myself, I take away the label, right? And it's like, he loves my daddy and my mom and my sister so fucking much that I can let them go so that they can live their life without judging me in their face, and they can just move on, right? I ain't their fucking punching bag. You don't like the way I live, then you shouldn't be in my life. Don't matter who you are. And the detachment, I'm glad they're alive. They still are in the timeline of choosing life. So ultimately, it's the highest timeline for them to be choosing life, especially in these last years and like now how everything feels. Not everyone's choosing life, guys. So the ultimate timeline for me right now is the knowing that I and Lily are safer apart from them, that my love is divine, it's unconditional, and it accepts them for who they are so much that I deserve the same respect back, right? Why should I sit as a decor in their home and listen to them talk about their life as if I'm a part of it, because I'm not, as if I even understand what they're talking about, because I don't. Do I know that they're talking about like this person and that person and the next meal and wine and all this fucking like all these things, these possessions? Yeah. But if they can't listen to me talk about my live streams and who I love and what I want, then what the fuck am I doing there? Right? It's yucky. Alice G says, hey, new friends. I might have to just listen. My chat's all backed up. Thanks so much, everyone. It's sunny here for once, and I'm sitting outside. And I can't read the replies. I'm sorry, my internet sucks.
It's storming for us.
Yeah.
Not sunny.
Well, I'm glad you are able to pop in, Alice, and I get it that the tech is not always the best where you are, but that's what you get for being on the ultimate land, right? Roar. We don't have that best service sometimes in the middle of nowhere, or you know what I mean? But I'm glad you're able to be present as much as you can. Yeah, and Alice G is one of my ladies from Canada. Yes, moving forward into happy times. Dean, initially, once I found it, it stuck. Roar, yes. Once we have a certain knowing, it sticks. We can't look back. We can only look forward. That way, you have to break all the rules to use all the rules. Show me path once created leads down new places never taken or traveled before. Exactly. Would you rather follow the map that everybody, has followed, or would you rather, take the other road of not knowing, uncharted territory, rewriting the script, starting over? Don't get to say this is how it's always been done. Me's going to do it that way instead. Right? That's it. I'm going to do it that way instead. Exactly. Yes, Dean. Rules are to measure. Exactly. And that K-Pax video that Missy C shared the other day, did you watch it, Dean? When he says, like, oh, you humans, you still don't understand. You don't, right? When the psychotherapist or whatever the term for that person is saying, like, but what if your people raped somebody or killed somebody? What would you do? And then that Kate Bax dude is the Kevin Spacey's character is just shaking his head because there is no answer to that. You cannot tell somebody who knows only of the life through greed and pain that there's actually that doesn't exist. That does not exist in other dimensions, in other paradigms. Only humans of their own free will chose this reality where we actually do these things to each other or get them done to us, right? Other creatures and other multidimensional beings don't do that kind of stuff. It's just inconceivable. You don't need rules. When you love yourself, you don't need rules because you always are giving love for the greater good. You don't need to be told what you should do or you shouldn't do because you will always choose the right choice because you want everyone to thrive, not just yourself. Service to others, right? Not service to self. Esoteric. Thanks for saying it. I saw it and I'm scared of my power. Boom. Thanks for saying it because our power is so fucking big, dude, and that it is fucking terrifying, right? I've been scared of my own powers for years. Me knows my fucking power. And it's like, holy shit, if you guys think that you, whatever you think, and it's like, I'm not even there yet, imagine, right? Holy shitballs. Esoteric, I don't want to become corrupt or wicked. Those timelines are not a part of my reality. They've been offered to me all my life, right? But they're just not a part of my reality. Aphrodite Rose Starfire on the breathing, 100%. Hi, Jen and chat. Thanks for being here today, sweetie. Sorry I'm so not low down in the chat, but hey, gives you guys the time to chat too. I love you guys chatting the most, right? That's what we're here for. Gather, find each other, connect, connect, connect. 1111 says it's 11:44 here now. Right on. Boom. Thank you so much. Aphrodite Rose Starfire says, I can't sync my breathing either. Yoga class is a huge fail. Oh my gosh. I love you so much for saying that. People say, go join a yoga class, Jen. And it's like, what? I can't do that. I don't want to be in a room full of people bending fucking over and being told when I gotta bend over. Are you fucking kidding me? Somebody's gonna look at me and tell me I'm not breathing properly and that this needs to be done, and then like, fuck you. No. And I get it. Other people, you love and you need and you learn more when there's others, and it's like, me is not like that. Me is not like that, right? It's not to my advantage to go into a class and to be told how to move. Been there, done that, bought the fucking t-shirt when I was a kid, right? When I tried Irish dancing, oh my God, they were not impressed that I was
Tried Irish dancing?
Fuck yeah, I want to be Irish. I'm going to go Irish dance. That was my mentality. And they were not impressed because I wanted to move my arms, right? You don't move your arms. What do you mean I can't move, right? What do you mean I can't move my arms? No, the arms to the side. You got, stand up straighter. What? I'm straighter than this? Like, oh my God, I can't stand like that. I had my own Irish dance I was fucking doing, right? I'm not even joking, Simon. My best friend, grade 7-8. Margaret Owens. She was as Irish as you could be in Canada, right? Her whole family did the dancing, and it was like, I want to do it too. Me too. And at first they tolerated me in the class because, you got a little French Canadian, like, right? We'll just take this little French Canadian under our wing. And then it was more like, oh my God, is she leaving anytime soon?
Since we're doing groceries, I can eat this.
Yes. Yeah. I had my own Irish dancing style, right?
Yeah.
Catholics, I won a river dance contest in my chef clogs. That's hilarious. Esoteric. We should be doing our own magic because we have all the unique gifts as individuals. Exactly. And that's the thing is if people are imitating others, trying to do the same things, imagine all the new stuff that can appear once remembrance allows for the flow, right? Where they say everything's been already said and done. Okay, but it hasn't been said my way. It hasn't been done your way, right? Everything's original if you allow for the flow. Hey Shannon 222, me sees you. How you feeling? The 222 energy has begun. I'm loving it. It's the 227222. Exactly, Pearl. Each of us has our own magical way of meditation. Yes, sweetie. And the more we like really harness our own way, and it doesn't mean that we're not going to flow into maybe new ways, but when you trust yourself to do what feels the best for you, it's the game changer. For myself, I can see myself in 2018, and I'm watching somebody speak, and she's speaking about how, you should wake up every day. Every day you should wake up and clear your energy, and you have to wake up and be disciplined and have do breathing exercises, and this is your best time to meditate. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do all this. Like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Me can't get up and do that shit. But then I was like, well, duh. I just did it for 5 hours before I went to bed. Why the fuck would I get up not bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go for my day? Why do I got to wake up like other people and go into meditation if I did it for 5 fucking hours before bed? Where I did my stretching. I did stretching for so long that one of my daughter's friends looked at me once. She was hanging out, just kind of hanging out. And she looks at me, she's like, do you realize you've been stretching for hours? And I was like, has it been hours already? I don't know, I'm just in flow. She's like, yeah, like I just looked at the time, like you just been sitting there like for hours. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Oh, I don't know, I'm just doing what I do, right? This is just normal to me. But I never had witness, and this witness, which was my daughter's friend, was just like shocked. But it was like the thing, of course, why would I get up in the morning and need certain things? I did it ass backwards. It's the same way when they say, don't eat before you go to sleep. Oh, you are not going to dream. You're not going to digest. Blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? I'm a bear energy. I eat before I go to bed. I got a full tummy. I sleep awesome. If I need to dream and remember, I do. If I don't, I don't. Right? But if I listen to other people about when I should be eating, how can that serve me? My body doesn't like food in the morning, and when it does, you can be sure I'm fucking cooking it or snarfing it. I don't say to myself, oh, I never eat in the morning, I can't eat. It's like, oh, you hungry, baby? Let's go, right? Let's go. What you want? Open the fridge. What you want, right? Doesn't matter if it's fucking pizza or macaroni salad or fucking glass of Clamato juice. What my body wants, when it wants it, not when other people tell me. Roar 1111. I would like a gong as well. Oh my God. I just had the vision of the biggest fucking gong near a fire pit ever. Whoa. I could
The one that you like.
the big bomb.
The Chinese thing?
I don't know if it's Chinese or not.
I don't know.
Aphrodite Rose Starfire. I just learned a longtime viewer of mine just got a girlfriend, twin flame. I prefer Divine Union because of, I don't know if you saw the thing that I wrote earlier, like I kind of ranted on one of your community posts where, because the twin flame program has been so fucking hijacked, right? So I use the word Divine Union, and I'm so excited people are finding love. And I thank you. I seriously, Aphrodite, I thank you like from the bottom of my toes, because the validation that it's happening. I and many sisters, many people are predicting, saying, embodying, and bringing it in for the greater good of the all. Divine unions where people are actually finding love that is unconditional, not codependent, interdependent. We can't move on as a collective until like we start to embody certain things, right? We got to embody it. It's so important and it's so real, right? And the whole, like, why all these years there's been so many lessons, why there's been so many false twins, right? The energy of being told by somebody certain things from this twin flame paradigm that is pure on one side but hijacked on the other, right? There's both. You know, when you know your discernment and your actual tribe and people who are the divine ones that are coming from a perspective of zero ego, speaking of certain things, how and then how other people, like, you know how much money people have raked in for being like twin soul matchers and gatherers? There's fucking way different levels, right? Know the pure ones, stay the fuck away from the timelines of the one that it's all about the money, honey, right? I've seen people that were doing amazing. They were doing so good, and then they put their energy and did these certain, clearing sessions to find their twin flame, and holy shit, we're talking months or like, of being in a whole other timeline. I've seen people who their heart was so wide open, and then they trusted someone and had certain sessions, and they have not been the same since, or they're just starting to come into their own from whatever bullshit was just right put into them. It's important. Show me some of the worst things are healing. It's like saying a doctor that I worked for had a gong for the office, but then he hated me using it. No shit, eh? That's like people who actually have a cowbell or something. Don't touch it. It's like, what? Right? More cowbell, bitches. Let's go. Don't fucking put an instrument like that in front of me and tell me I can't fucking bang on it. Oh my God. Simon says, Wim says to follow your feeling because everyone breathes different. Go with the flow. Never force. Fully in, let it go. Fully in, let it go. Breathing should be energizing. And I'm sorry to keep on whimming. No, of all the people like that I got like a super respect and admiration for because I believe him to be real, right? Is Wim Hof. And I just don't personally talk about him a lot, but I use it all the time in my examples of things. I also use them as an example. Do you think you can just go run out in the snow and take an ice bath without, doing the actual breathing? That's the important part. Running around and throwing yourself in the snow, that's kind of just stupid, right? It's about the breathing to get to the snow and to not feel the snow a certain way. Me knows, right? Me's northern. I've manifested winters in my life in the last 15 years where it didn't matter if it was minus 20, minus 40 or whatever the fuck. I enjoyed being outside. I was doing the breath work. I wanted that. And then there's other winters like, the last two where it's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to be cold and I don't want to, right? I don't want that to manifest that. I'm focused on other things, right? But Simon, my favorite is to pick cherries. Cool. Aphrodite, your family sounds like my family. Last time I talked to my dad, he was bragging to me that he has a 50-gallon diesel tank so he doesn't have to worry about fuel. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly, same. My family lives, all three of them together, my sister, my dad, and my mom. My mom and dad are separated. They've been separated since like my 30s, but they all live together for the greater good, right? My sister bought my dad's house, and then my mom moved in last year or a year and a half ago because she wanted to retire, but she couldn't live the way she wanted. So my sister offered, why don't we just all three live together? So for the last years, they lived together as a little trinity. And they, they live in the middle of nowhere, and they live in a way that if everything's shut down and everything fucks up, they're good for months, right? They got what they need. And so it's very hard for them to put into perspective when I'm saying, but you don't understand the timelines I'm living. Where I am, they're doing military maneuvers down my street, right? Of course you don't fucking feel like certain things. You'll never live the timeline that I'm living, right? You live in the middle of the fucking woods, and you're still scared you're going to die, and you've still vaccinated yourself because you want to be allowed to go to the gym and out for supper or to travel, but you're still not allowed to do all those things in lockdown. So why the fuck, right? So you've all got vaccinated because for the greater good, we'll be able to go to the gym, we're going to be able to work out, we're going to be able to eat, and we're going to be able to do this, but you're still being told you're not allowed. But now you've done all these things to your body, and you think I'm not being responsible for me and Lily Rose thinking about my future because I don't have a job. But hey, the jobs that I could have all have certain, certain things that I need to do for my body. And I am thinking about my future. I'm staying pure blood. The 1 year, the 2 years, whatever years of having a timeline that's so fucked up, but I'm not going to regret, right? I didn't sell out myself and my body and Lily's in these last 2 years just to, right, be patted and be fine the way that, you know, other people chose, right? Aphrodite, I'm like, throw me a bone here. Yeah. Really, 1111? I got on a white bandana. Yay, we's matching, Jen. Whoa, cool, dude. I even got guided towards the white earlier. 1111 says, Creatrix Inc., you have some creative skills in abundance. Hey, Heidi. I'm so happy. Genevieve is my soul sister. You all have assisted in healing my pup Dexter because he's walking. Thank you from every ounce of my being. Thank you for asking and for trusting and for accepting the healing, right, Heidi? I was reading something earlier and I had started making a vid and I was just like, oh, get over it, right? Yeah, I'm repeating the same thing all the time, but I saw it again in black and white today. Guess what? It's not about going within anymore. That part's over for many people on a certain timeline. It's really about trusting other people, allowing for the healing, allowing for the connections, right? And yeah, some people, that's not your timeline. It is your time to go within. But if you're here listening to me, the chances of me is here to like kind of pivot you into different things because you've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt of going within. You still think you're a lone wolf or you're the only one in this world who will ever understand you. It's not about us understanding each other fully. It's about us accepting the differences everywhere and supporting and elevating each other anyways. But going backwards and isolating self when your body hurts and not saying, you know, coming in here or reaching out to whoever it is, not saying I feel something, to not allow for the exchange of energy is not doing a service to yourself or the all. Because by you, Heidi, coming in here, asking for help, amplified wherever you did else choose you go into, do you know how many people opened their heart and sent healing to you and Dexter and Daisy to make sure this timeline was going to be the most elevated, right? I'm sorry, I don't see the purpose of a pup that's only not even 3 years old to pass or to be handicapped for the rest of their life, right? We were guided, we were allowed, right? There was nobody saying like, no, right? This timeline's supposed to happen, Heidi, right? It's played its course. No, it hasn't played its course. We're proving the healing. We're proving that if we come out of our shell, when we ask for help, when we trust others, the amplified healing energy that we send from across the world without even touching each other is real. And we've been doing this in these streams for like over 2 years now, where somebody comes in and says like, I have a headache and I haven't slept for days. And then by allowing to be said, accepting the healing when I send and others choose, they come back in a half an hour or that, you know, now we're saying like, oh my gosh, I went and lied down after I exited the stream, or I went and took a shower and the headache's gone. The headache is gone, right? So, but we can send healing all the time, but there has to be a consent and an accepting, and it is more powerful when you ask, right? Ask and you shall receive, right? It's important. Yay for Dexter, indeed. Trace Rainbow Pup. Aw, that's so cool, Amber. You're coloring and listening? Roar. Me loves when I have streams that feel like that you know, I'm gonna look at the chat maybe a little, but that it helps me with my flow of coloring or drawing and stuff. I love that feeling too. Creatrix ink. I can't wait to color more. Right on. Aphrodite, I used to do free yoga in Berkeley. There was about 40 people crammed into a small room. No one wore deodorant, and lots were homeless men who would just actually fart during the downward dog. It was a scene. Oh, there's always, depending on certain stretch moves, I'm sorry, there's going to be some sort of action coming down from there until like the air, right? Because the way air comes through our body, right? There's certain positions that I do where it's like, whoa, oops, right? Or I don't even notice anymore, right? But still, um, I can't. Personally, especially because of the imprinting that I had in the last 15 years. So I knew myself and I knew my body and I knew what I needed from my masculine. And I would always say, like, I don't want my ass grabbed every time I bend down to do yoga, right? I can't. I can't focus on concentrating on staying in a flow if you fucking sexualize me all the time. And being very, like, boundaries up and please respect when I am in certain movements and certain flow. Yes, you can think it's beautiful. Yes, you're my dude. It can turn you on. I get it. But I need to be able to focus to do certain positions. You looking at me with admiration or wanting to do it with me is fine. But you having that lust thing come up, the ass grabbing, the touching, makes it that I freeze. I can't do it anymore, right? So the imprinting of that, like, don't matter if I said that to people. It's like, holy fuck, it always became sexual anyways. With one person, it was so fucking bad that it was like if I went into another room while he was doing whatever, watching TV or his fucking movies, if I went into another room to have calm and silence and to be able to not be sexualized in my own house, that I would get like reprimanded for that. Like, oh, you don't want to be with me, or oh, you're hiding, or oh, what are you doing in there? And it's like, fuck, there's no fucking phone. You think I'm on the internet? Fucking, like, what do you think I'm fucking doing? And trying to fucking bend over in my own fucking house without being sexualized, right? And how many times that with my ex, it would be like, oh, I'm gonna just try it with you today. But he would feel self-conscious. It was just the two of us. And he would still feel self-conscious. It would make him laugh, or it would make him, he wasn't able to flow. But because he wasn't able to, and the sexualization all the time, I wasn't able to, right? If you can't bend down in your own fucking house, and I was raised with a man who didn't sexualize his daughters or his wife, in the sense that my dad was my dad, and we ran around the house however we fucking wanted, and it was fine, right? I wasn't sexualized as a child or bullied and told like to do, well, I was by my mom, but not by my dad, right? Of certain things, of that it's okay, it's pure, this is our house, it's normal if we do certain things, if we're, whatever we're doing as children and young ladies and even women, right? And I don't do well in learning in groups, Aphrodite. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. It's like I've said before, people talk about like these group hugs, and it's like, oh my God, guys, if you think I'm going to be group hugging and doing like love massage trains, and there's going to be like 20 of us and we're all going to be massaging each other's backs and shit, it's like, yeah, no, 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 right? I didn't fucking save and learn and conserve my energy for so many years to just throw myself out into the fucking like loop of everybody who thinks they're peace and love to touch me. Like, fuck, right? Tricks. I was told that Irish dancers keep their arms straight for pride, but I'm a waver. I love it. Aphrodite says, haha, Creatrix, yoga for people, and I use the shared mats. I'm surprised I didn't get ringworm. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love you, sweetie. Berkeley is dirty. That's funny. Shannon, I'm a grazer, and I eat small portions of everything all day long, depending on how my munchies guide me. Same here. I'm more of a grazer than a complete meal eater sometimes, for real. Yeah, I like that. Me too. Yes, macaroni salad. Lily finished the last of it today. Simon, I love eating before going to bed. I hear you, G. A full stomach helps me rest. Me too. Yes, 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 yes. And it's not always, and it's when I need it, right? It's what feels good for me. I've learned so much of like living like a wolf. You eat when you're hungry and you sleep when you're actually tired, right? So it changes everything. I could live in a community or live in a house with 5 or 10 people, and everybody would want to eat at a different time, and just figure out what we need as food. We don't all have to eat at the same time, right? How people do that, I think, is half the programming that makes it that we don't know our own bodies. We don't grow up knowing our bodies. As children, when we're hungry, we get told no. It's not supper time. No, you can't have a stack. You're going to ruin your supper. Like, we're ingrained from the time we're born to listen to a mother's pattern because they're going to choose when they breastfeed. Like, at first, okay, but then they want to sleep at night, right? How do we imprint women or a mother and a father to think that they are going to sleep when they want because that's when other people sleep, instead of respecting and honoring their baby's sleep cycle from birth, right? From the day that that baby comes out, why not respect that baby's cycle, right? And as soon as a baby grows old enough to have choices, right? I've spoken about this before, where Lily didn't even know how to fully communicate and talk yet. It's one of the ways she learned to talk, is I would show her the orange carrot or the green pea, and then she would choose one or the other. And sometimes she'd be like, both. Okay, right? Giving her choices so little that it's really hard for her to be imprinted of, you have to eat at this time and you're going to eat what everybody else eats, because like the choice, the more that we allow our children to be sovereign, the better and more sovereign they're going to be in their whole lifespan. I love you too, Aphrodite Rose Starfire. Catholic Sync says, I can't eat in the morning for like 5 hours after coffee and weed. Yes, esoteric. Experience is the real teacher. Shannon, I've had so many happy tears. I love being a leader with a big heart and a childlike personality and stability and psychic kindness. Raw, I like that. And I'm the totally snuggly type. Me too, right? And it's lacking for me. Lily's not a snuggle bunny. And, you know, even my daughter, she came here the other day and I was just like, rah, 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 right? I'm gonna get enough of you. And she was like, oh my God, Mom. And I was like, holy shit, right? I ain't seen you for months. I don't know when I'll see you next. And I can't even touch you for 2 minutes. Boundaries. Didn't feel good, but still. I need a break. I'm trying to catch up, but I can't. I need water. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Excuse me if I didn't see anybody yet in the chat. I don't know how behind I am now because there's not the timestamp, but Aphrodite Rose Starfire, yeah, the twin flame propaganda is gross. It's like pining away after unavailable people. Exactly. And that's the programming that it's gonna hurt. How the fuck can a union that you planned with your soul since the beginning of time hurt? How can there be lack? How can it not be smooth and easy if your soul's planned something? Right? Learning lessons, learning experiences, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but no, on a certain level. Right? Just, it doesn't even make sense. And I tribute, when I started my YouTube journey, I was watching someone named James Thoth the Walk-In, he called himself. I have no idea where he is in his timelines. I've never been guided back to him. But he had written a book already about beware, guys, beware of the twin flame program and hijack. He, you know what I mean? He saw it for what it was. And I thank gosh I found him so early, because it helped me through a lot of that knowing, right? I'm not the only one that thinks there's something rotten in Denmark and this fucking stinks to all high hell, right? Certain things shouldn't hurt. If it's your highest divine timeline for your higher self, it shouldn't hurt. Unconditional love will allow to see maybe even the person that's for you and allow them to live years and years of their life knowing that they are not at the frequency and you are not there yet, and you want that person to live their lessons. You want them to experience everything they need so that they're actually ready for you. You would never try to put yourself in the middle of what they're experiencing, because you know that you're fucking with free will. They're not, he or she's in union, they're not done what they got to do. Because if they were done, boom, they would be done. Right? They would be done. If that was meant to be for you in that timeline, it would be done. And if you really love somebody, you'll let them finish what they need to learn and live in order to have the highest timeline. Because if you strip somebody what they need to live, they're going to project and bounce into you what you didn't have to live with that person. And for myself, one of the things that I've always asked for of my divine union is, guess what? I don't want to play the puppet show. I don't. I want what my favorite and only romantic movie, True Romance, old film by Quentin Tarantino. They meet, they decide they are in love, and that's it. That is it. There's no girl meets boy, boy loses girl in all the fucking drama llama. There's no I'm going to call my girlfriends and tell everybody in the world what I feel and not him. They meet, and it's them. That's it. And I know it's just a movie, but guess what? From all the programming of all the movies of what romance and what love is, I believe in that kind of love. Why? Because I've manifested it before. When I saw the dude that was meant to be mine, he was mine. It didn't matter if, you know what I mean? That's it. And we lived amazing timelines, and it was done, right? That's it. It just because my body was not my husband's forever doesn't mean I don't have love for him. It just has nothing to do with my body or his body. Love's not actually gone. Love's forever. That's real. Right? I got like a tickle in my throat. It's crazy. Yes, esoteric. The twin flame shitstorm. And at the same time, it's real, because I was a child knowing I had a twin. I was little in 1970 fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, that young, that long ago, knowing that there was such a thing as my twin. The spiritual community didn't teach me that. I knew from the moment I was fucking able to speak, right? I knew. I was questing for my, my divine other from the time I was a child, right? For real. Yeah, not swimming with the wrong peeps. And ultimately, there's never any wrong, peeps, because we always learn, but we learn more of like, use your discernment. Does it feel good where you are? You're allowed to walk out of a room or out of a house or out of a party or anything if it's not serving, right? Hey, two hats. Two hats. Gone from anonymity to two hats. Ooh, you're making some big leaps there, dude. How's it going, eh? I love swimming. I'm more of a floater. I don't swim so much. I usually just float and stuff, but... Yes, Aphrodite Rose Starfire. That is strange. Your mom and dad are just platonic now. They're different together now than they were married. They're total body sellouts. They're total sellouts. They're in fear. So my mother thinks that she's in an enlightened timeline because they're all living together, but she actually doesn't enjoy my father's presence very much all the time. And so, like, there used to be love in that cottage when it was just my sister and my dad living there. And now it is different. Nobody touches each other. Nobody speaks the same. Everything is different. My mother is in fear to die and to get old, and she's not living her path. She's living through my sister and my father, and the three of them, what they're choosing, they're happy, right? They're living their best life. But if you're living your best life, you're not judging someone else. And it's just, my parents had 2 children, right? If you choose a daughter that makes certain choices and you elevate her because she has a job, she's so great, she's built her own career, right? She's so amazing. Okay, but in the last year, she's had an affair, and she's, gone through 3 men, and I'm the one that's supposedly not normal. I should go on Tinder and find myself a guy because I'm just isolating myself, and I'm making my life worse by not leaping into life by finding myself somebody on Tinder, right? I was told a year and a half ago, Michelle, I've gone on Tinder for North Bay. Do you know how many men are in North Bay that love to play guitar and sit by the fire? Do you know how many choices you'd have? And it's like, what? Holy fuck. Are you kidding me? Right? You think because some jackass writes that he lives in North Bay and that he plays guitar and that he has fires, that's how I'm going to find my soulmate? And I say this with zero judgment. Many people find each other through certain apps. It's divinely guided. That's where you had to go. I get that. But holy fuck. Right? What the fuck? My sister's 3rd man that she's on now, she told her friends, you guys find me somebody. I don't like being single. I want to be a girlfriend. Boom. Right? There's always some single dude. So now she's in a relationship with somebody who it's actually quite fucking freaky to see them together because they look more like cousins, and it's very fake, right? Gonna say this straight up. He looks more like he needs a masculine partner than my sister. And they're living the way that they're living now. Months ago, my sister says to me something about, oh, he doesn't like road trips so much. And I was like, whoa, but your whole life is based on the fact that you want to travel, right? You got yourself vaccinated all these times because you want to travel, and you're telling me now you've brought in a masculine into your life who doesn't really like to travel. How does that make sense? Because this is how, one of her other relationships ended. He didn't have enough adventure spirit in him, and it didn't work. So, you know what I mean? Selling out for, the comfort of, and it's all lessons for her. I get it, right? She's sped up herself to have all these lessons, all these experiences, but why not respect my path? Personally, years ago and years ago, everybody would say, Michelle, why don't you just stay single for a while, for fuck's sakes? Now I've been single for fucking so many fucking years that I'm considered the fucking freak. Right? But years ago you told me, why don't I stay single? Now I am, and it's not good enough at all. Like, what the fuck, right? What the fuck? Yeah, it's not beautiful. They can act and believe that it is, but I know my daddy is not the man he used to be. I know, right? One of the times in last winter when I said to my dad, because this was tradition before, where he said he was going to bed, and I was like, okay, I'll go tuck you in like I used to, right? I've tucked my daddy in before. the same way he used to do for me. You should have seen my mama's fucking eyes, right? She was fucking shocked that I was going to go into his bedroom and tuck him in. But meanwhile, the whole time she didn't live in that fucking house. You know, we sat each other and cuddled each other on the couch like my daddy, right? I would give him a fucking back rub if he needed it. And now all of a sudden it was like weird, right? And when I was rubbing his head. And at one point, his lips started shaking, and he was like, you gotta go. You gotta go. I can't do this anymore. Thank you. You gotta go. He was so not used to being touched anymore that he couldn't handle my energy of love, that I was so happy he was letting me, you know, touch my dad, my own daddy. He couldn't handle it. He's fucking crying, pretending that he wasn't, but crying from what it felt like to be touched finally in a way that just love, pure fucking love, right? You're wearing pink today, Amber? Pretty in pink, yes. Catholics Inc. I had no idea, but do know it is a scam. And it's not everybody that has that energy though, right? There are like chakra bunny guys, right? I never want to dishonor the people who are doing from their heart space, you know, twin flame certain things. Means it, right? Some people, it's divine, it's guided. They're not going to pump you up with, you know, you got to pay me $300-400. I'm going to find you your boy, dude, right? No, it's so different. It is so different when it's pure, guys. And that's why know thyself, know what feels like. Does it feel real? Does it feel pure? The card readers that you look at, and within the something doesn't feel pure, somebody who reads cards and says to you straight up, guys, I'm showing up today because I'm guided, but I got this going on in my life and my energy is pretty whacked. I've grounded, I've meditated, but you're aware of certain things, right? You're aware. Where there's other people, they do readings and it's like, holy fuck, doesn't anybody see this is all their fucking baggage? This has nothing to do with a collective reading, guys. This isn't a collective reading. This is not a collective reading. This is somebody's fucking baggage. This is somebody's projections. This is somebody's ego, right? Like, I mean, you can go on TikTok right now and there's fucking everybody and their fucking brother pulls cards. Who do you resonate with that makes you feel something, right? Who? That's it. And 1 month, 1 year, somebody can be in an embodiment where they're full of fucking shit. It's not for me. And then boom, boom, there she is. She's just stepped into something different, right? And then the flow flows, feels good, right? It's important. And the judgment, just because somebody didn't resonate with you a month ago, a year ago, when they step into a different embodiment, are you going to let yourself see them from where they're at now, right? Not who they were, right? Who they are now, how they're in embodiment now. We're all dipping up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And only those who are coming from pride show up in certain ways when everything's fine and everything's edited and everything's fine. Others is like, you're going to see the raw and understand the raw because that's going to help you get through your raw times, right? Embodiment. Aphrodite, I used to work at Washington Township Hospital in Fremont. Trauma-based mind control, hospital work. Wow, respect, dude. I am so not a hands-on or to ever have been in like a medical type of anything, right? For me, it's the fact that I had the cooking and the people skills, right? I've always been shy, but I've always allowed myself to open my heart and want to, you know, make others have beautiful experiences, whether it been restaurants or whatever, right? Or motels, stuff like that. I've always wanted to give people the best experience. But I could have never done certain hands-on things, right? But it's my passion for following the love of cooking and the love of people that always made it that most of my jobs that I had were very long-term. And when they didn't feel good, it was like, boom, I'm out of there, right? Yeah, the believing and receiving, Heidi. We're so powerful, Heidi. Aphrodite, that's amazing. That's what patients want, the focus and the attention. Exactly. Heidi says Code played his drum for him, and I know Dexter felt it because he was trying to play the next day. That's beautiful. Yes, it's super important, Creatrix Inc. We got to be acknowledged, accepted, and heard. Witness changes everything. You could meet somebody in your reality that has been gone through the ringer, cannot get out of certain cycles, and just by listening to them, holding space, they're in a different paradigm within a week, right? Because they were able to actually be heard and like seen. It changes the perspective when you're actually heard for real. It changes you. It really does. Simon, I've been working on my neck the whole day. It's not sore, just uncomfortable. And I went barefoot in the park today, and it did a world of good for me. Send me healing for my neck. Yes, dude. Yeah, I've had certain pullings as well. No pain, just uncomfortable ability. Oh, Heidi, yes. Oh, girl, I'm going to hug you with your permission. Indeed. And you know, like, people sometimes assume because I say this that I'm not, like, the most natural hugger, and I am, right? But not just willy-nilly or whatever, but yeah, and my hugs are important, right? They mean something. They last. Yes, 1111. Sex messes up a lot of lives for sure, in my small perception. Exactly. Our perceived idea and MK kind of programming through the sexuality programs make us think that sex is a certain thing, but it's not. It's actually not even about bumping, grinding, and the execution of climax. It's so much deeper than that. But you know what I mean? We haven't been taught that. And you know what I mean? Like the potential of teaching yourself and knowing for yourself and then holding out for the person that actually understands that, right? Once you come into a certain mastery of your body, you realize how, right? You potentially gave your energy away a lot by having intercourse or sexual experiences, whether you were in a monogamous relationship for 20 years or if you know, whatever your experience was, right? So the sexuality that we're programmed to believe and the lust factor, right? Like the lust, how people want to fall in love because they have chemistry, but they have zero in common except for the fact that you made my vagina wet and you made my dick hard, so let's go. We belong together, right? Woohoo! And it's like, yeah, that doesn't work. Right? We got a whole like generations and generations of people who thought with their body. And I'm not saying, believe me, when somebody rocks your world spiritually, as above, so below, your body is rocking too, right? But what I'm saying is that you know that there needs to be a different solid foundation, because if you're not ready to grow with somebody and you put the intimacy of sexuality beforehand, then you bypass the step, because you can't grow if it's all about just the wow, beacons up, right? Boom. Truthfully, how we experience sexuality as well, it's a 24-hour thing. It's not just an act. It has nothing to do with an act, actually, right? Where you can be in a divine union or in a union that's so sacred that you are across the world or across the room from each other and both your bodies are rocking all fucking day, baby. Right? You are fucking like us, like wee, just that, like that's why people do ecstasy, right? To have that feeling. Well, that's what's manifested when you actually have a purity and a connection with somebody, right? When you open your heart and you're all in, your body rocks around the fucking clock. It does. It's so like whoa, right? It is. It's amazing. 11, Rock is getting better each day too. He feels cleaner as well. Good. Yeah, a lot of people with pets, right? Either complete like healing or transitioning. Our pets are going through, you know, the awakening ascension. They're getting certain symptoms and certain things, and own pet families have choices to make, right? For the highest good of what's the best. No judgment of what timelines are chosen, right? Yes, Creatrix, sex does ruin a lot of shit. It ruins the potential of actual unity by bypassing and just listening, to the inner urge instead of the mind, adapting your mind and your heart, right? Exactly, Dean. There's a DNA exchange every time you have sex with a being. Exactly. There's a DNA exchange with just a handshake, even with just a smile, without the contact. So imagine when you're amping it up and you share fluids, right? Imagine. It's inconceivable. Like